Everyone. This is our mobility and flexibility class. Welcome. It is Monday, June 22nd. This is week 5 already. It's crazy to believe. We still have another Monday in June, and then I believe we have 5 more in July, maybe 4, and we go into the first week of August. So we have about 6 or 7 sessions left. But other than that, just briefly, I just mentioned next Monday and on July 27th, we're going to slightly push the class forward to 11 a.m. just to a personal conflict. But give me 1 second here. So next Monday and July 27th, we'll meet at 11. And if you can't make it at that time, then I'll post a recording. But that should be the only interruption for that. But other than that, if you folks have any questions, feel free to type them in on the chat. We will be doing a full body stretching session right now. We'll start on the chair. We'll transition to some stretching, standing up and using the chair as well. And as always, we'll move into the floor exercises towards the end of class. And that's going to be, sometimes we have some folks that just getting down to the floor could be bothersome or painful. So we always save that for the end so we don't lose anyone early. But yeah, let's go ahead and begin. So we're going to start with our facial stretches, or facial exercises. So we're going to open as wide as we can. Open your jaw as wide as you can. Tilt your head upward. Bring your chin towards your nose. You're going to feel a nice long stretch here. So go ahead and do that. And we want to do about 8 of these. So just pull that. About 3 more. Last one. Very good. All right, let's go ahead and start with some gentle palpation. So just some gentle massages from your earlobes down your jawline to your chin. So you could use your pointing finger and your middle finger and just gently touch. And then a reminder, there are some extra videos on the Canvas course shell. If you look on the front page and you scroll downwards, you'll see a variety of videos. And those are there so you could get some extra workouts. If you like some more, go ahead and update me on the chat because I could always update those videos if you haven't done them. But, just consider following them along. I will be teaching those courses. Let's go from the side of our eyes to the side of our cheeks to our jawline, so more vertically down. So if you're considering some fall classes, those are some of the other classes that I will be teaching. So enrollment is open at the moment. So feel free if you want to. I'm teaching 4 classes this fall. So we're just trying to get those numbers up so we keep those courses alive. So gently, let's use the knuckles, the back of our fingers, and just gently just roll them over your cheeks. If you are following the YouTube channel, I just posted earlier. I had a class where we burned about 300 calories in about 30 minutes. So if that's something that you're interested in, just make sure you subscribe to the channel and it should be the latest posting on there. So, all right, let's go ahead and we're gonna make a bubble of air in our cheeks and I'm gonna move that air bubble left to right. Okay, so go ahead and puff up your cheeks with air and move that air bubble left to right. You can go up and down. And relax, right? Let that air bubble disappear. Relax your jaw. That could get that a little sore. Okay, next we're gonna go ahead and make a small windpipe. Inhale through your nose for about 3 seconds and exhale everything through that small windpipe, and make sure that you're exhaling for about 5 to 7 seconds. All right, ready and begin. So inhale, exhale, repeat. Again. That core should be getting tight. Exhale. Again. Leave all of it out there. One more. Very good. All right, let's start with our shoulders and our necks, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and do snow angels. So let's just start by doing this snow angel motion here. It's supposed to be a little bit warmer, I believe, these coming days. So if you're gonna spend some time outside or inside regardless, make sure you're hydrating well. But I think it's going to be a little bit warmer than last week. So just a heads up. And these you want to be doing them slowly and reaching. So try to reach as far out. Maybe even your fingers are spread out a little bit as you're doing these. Okay, relax those arms. We're going to start by looking left to right. Just look left to right now. So remember, all these movements are slow. We don't want to do any sudden fast movements, no sudden jerks. Alright, try to spend a little bit more time with each rotation now and adding, maybe try to turn a little bit more. So not just so passive, but turn a little bit more. And now we're going to use the assistance of our fingers. So as you turn left and you can't go anymore, press your fingers up against your jawline and add a little bit of pressure so you get a little bit more of a stretch. Let's go right. Do the same. Go ahead, do it again. Left, pressure. Right, again. Alright, very good. Alright, we're going to go ahead and look up and down now. Up and down. So again, these movements are slow, but they do require a lot of range of motion. So just try to make sure that that head is tilting up and down significantly. Very good. Let's go ahead and do some shoulder presses. So right here, we're gonna put our thumbs, so just like this, but thumbs up against your shoulders, and you're gonna press up all the way, and then bring those thumbs back down so they make contact with your shoulders. Okay, now let's go ahead and palms behind us. Palms are facing behind us, and we're just gonna go up and down here. And just working on some shoulder rotation. One more. Very good. Right, we're gonna continue with some neck circles. So gently rotate your head around the top of your torso, resting around your shoulders. And just continuing this way. Very gentle switch. Alrighty, now we're gonna go ahead and do a shoulder press, but now our thumbs are facing towards each other, but they're a little bit away. We're not here, we are out here. So we're just going up and down. Bring those elbows as low as you can, reach as high as you can, and then down. Okay, so this is working out your shoulders as well as your back. So a lot of the movements that we do mimic exercise movements. So you could always, if you're not sure what to do at the gym, you could think of some of these stretches and you could grab some light dumbbells and you could do shoulder presses with these. Okay, very good. All right, let's go ahead and sit on our left hand. So just tuck in your left hand under your leg so this shoulder's fixed and it's not dipping or anything. Bring that right hand over and allow that elbow to drop. Just a gentle drop. Relax. Other side, so sit on that right hand. Left hand comes over and allow that elbow to drop or that head to drop. Very good. We're going to have our hands to our side and then just tap our opposite shoulder, okay? So just keep those elbows at your side. Once you start doing lifting your shoulders, we're changing the complete stretch. So make sure your elbows stay to your side. Specific pattern to this. Let's flip our palms. So now they're facing behind us. Now let's go up and press down. Getting warm, taking these socks off. Okay, Elbows to your side. And we're going to flare them up and down. Okay, so just make sure when you're in this low position, your fists are facing forward. And they're just here. And if we could flare them up a little bit more, stretching out our upper back. One more. Very good. All right, I'm just gonna rotate my chair just so you folks get a better visual. All right, so I'm gonna just put my hands together here, put them in front of me. I'm gonna look down and I'm gonna punch forward and then reset, okay? So again, here, look down, punch forward. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're doing a total of 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Those arms are probably a little tired, right? Hopefully it's not just me. Okay. Alrighty. I think last week I mentioned adding some balance work into this class, right? Is that right? Do you remember that? Thumbs up? Okay. Alright, so we'll do a little bit of that just so I know the stretching could get a little bit slow, sometimes even boring, so we'll add a little bit of the balance component, okay? So let's go ahead. We're going to sit on the chair without the assistance of our hands. If we really need to use your hands, then we must because we want it to be safe. But what I want to do is just without our hands, just stand up, make sure the chair behind you doesn't slip away, and sit back down, okay? So we want to do 8 of those, okay? And one thing, when we do these, what I don't want you to do is do this to get up. Don't do this. Okay, don't use your torso to propel you. Just try to use your legs, okay? So from here, just go up, right? So let's do 8 of those without your hands. Yeah, the adding the balance to this session will, mix it up a little bit. So sometimes just the stretching for 75 minutes could get a little, I don't know if boring is the right word, but it could just, need a little bit of a change. Okay, so we want to do 8 of these. I already lost count. 6, 7, and 8. All right. Very good. And then we'll kind of just throw them in there randomly just so we could get some extra work in. So, all right, next we're going to go ahead and do our trunk rotations. So trunk rotations, grab a hold with your left hand of the chair, right hand grabs the backrest, and then just a gentle turn to your right side. Reach a little bit more. Very good. Let's switch. So now grab a hold of the right side of the bottom of the chair and the backrest and gently turn. Good. Right, we're just gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna rotate here. I'm gonna sit towards the front of the chair because it makes this next movement a lot easier. So I'm gonna separate my feet. So instead of being together, I'm gonna separate them a little bit. I want to have some space between my legs so my torso could kind of fall into it. So I'm gonna reach up and then try to reach, keep that body straight here and pull back. Right, we're doing 8 of these. So reach, 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 pull, and come back. Again. 2. 3. 4. 5. We're doing 8. 6. 7. And 8. Okay. Very good. All right. So our next one is going to be one of the chair squats. Okay, so now this is going to be a single leg chair squat. So you can make it as challenging as you want or as less demanding. So what we could do for this one, it's going to be either have your feet right next to each other, or the further you move it away from your body, the more challenging it's going to be. And of course, if you're really confident, you could always elevate your foot. But I only recommend if you've done this one before to do that. So again, let's try to move that right foot either a couple inches in front of the other one or maybe completely straight. But we're going to be here and we're doing 8 of these. So just stand up. And then you'll know fairly quickly if that was easy. You're like, okay, that's pretty easy. If it feels really easy, then extend that leg, okay? And then if that's a little bit more challenging, then maybe you found your spot. Okay, and if it's still pretty easy, we're doing 8 of these. You're gonna elevate that leg, and then you're just on that one foot, okay? But again, just do whatever you're comfortable with. And we're doing 6 of these. Sorry, 8 of these. I was at number 6 already. And 8. Awesome. So this is a lift, so we're gonna take about 20 seconds rest to recover. We're gonna do the other side, okay? So, whew. All right, and if you missed the announcement earlier, next Monday we will meet at 11 instead of 11:30. So we'll go from 11 to about 11:55. Let's extend and come up. I could always throw in an extra 20-minute video into Canvas if you want to make up for those 20 minutes or so that will be missing a little bit. That's 4, 5, 6. Hey Joanne, we missed you. 7 and 8. All right, very good. All right, quick little water break. So take about 20-30 seconds, a little water break. All right. So yeah, just to put things into perspective, as far as burning calories, right now we've been in this class for about 25 minutes. We burned about 45 calories. The video I posted earlier today, in 30 minutes we burned 300 calories. So again, if you're trying to burn a little bit of calories, or if you have goals of shedding a couple pounds, then that's the type of video that I do recommend for that. But this is really good for your health, for your joints. So that's what we're focusing on right now. Okay, so let's go ahead. Right elbow to your side. Bring that in and then out. Okay. In the fall, I believe at Irvine Valley, I'll have one of those classes. So Enrollment's looking a little bit more promising going into the fall, but I believe until we have about 18 students, that's when, we could be pretty certain that the class won't get dropped. All right, let's switch. Left elbow at your side.
I want to register your full class, but I have a question. I will come back to my country. I'm not sure I can receive the Zoom link or Canvas. I can open it. I'm not sure. So
Yeah, let me know. Because since it is remote, you could still sign up. If for some reason Canvas won't work, because I know for me, when I was out of the country and I tried to teach through Zoom out of the country, Zoom wasn't working for me. So, but that was again like 4 years ago. So okay, we did these. So next we're gonna bring that elbow up and then drop that forearm. So if for some reason Canvas isn't working, but you're still enrolled in the class, I could try sending you the direct Zoom link. So you could use that through your email. And worst case scenario is you enroll, and then I just send you the YouTube link of the recording.
Okay.
So you
Okay.
can So there's
Sounds
yeah, there'll be a way regardless. So,
okay.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Switch. So drop that forearm down. Yeah, and I believe on Mondays and Wednesdays the classes will be at 2 p.m. and on Tuesdays and Thursdays it will be at 9 a.m.
So can you give me the information for the number?
Yeah. I sent an email, I believe, a week or two ago, but I could re-forward that to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So it's just a lot of numbers. So off the top of my head, forget it.
Yeah, I know.
I can't remember. All right, so elbows here, and then go out. Go wide. So you should feel this on your upper middle back. And I'm gonna challenge you, when you go here and you can't go anymore, try to push a little bit further back. So you're here and then go a little bit more. Very good. All right, let's go ahead and do some hip openers. So we want to keep your right leg, step it out, keep your torso upright. Instead of allowing that knee to drop, put your hand there to prevent that, okay? Keep that torso upright. So don't want to be slouching, you want to be upright for this one. All right, let's switch. So right foot and left leg out. Make sure that knee doesn't collapse. Keep your torso upright. All right, we're gonna get a little break from stretching, so we're gonna get on our feet and do our Romberg stance. So you do still want to have your chair nearby just for balance purposes, okay? So we're gonna keep it there. So this one's not too bad. We're just gonna have our feet next to each other, and we're just standing here, okay? If you feel uneasy, just kind of keep your hand over that chair so you could just hold on to it or float your hand over it. So we're just here, hanging out. All right, we're gonna turn our head left to right. So getting a little bit of a neck stretch, but also now we're compromising our balance. So left to right. Now up and down. Alright, this is where we're going to close our eyes. So remember, if you feel uneasy or not safe, just kind of tap on that chair that's next to you. Have that sense of security. And if you're not using that chair, just try to focus on if your ankles are shifting, maybe your arches are aching, maybe your knees are aching, or your hips. Open your eyes. Okay, and now we're just going to do some slow high knee marches from here. So all that is just slowly drive your knee up and then slowly switch into your other leg. And try to bring that knee as high as you can. And remember, if you don't feel safe, just hold on to that chair. This is providing some hip flexibility, but also the slower you do it and the longer you are on one foot, the more we're working on our balance. So there's always a component you could work with any type of movement. If you speed this up, then you're not worried about your balance anymore, but you're hitting some cardio and burning a little bit more calories. But okay. Alright, we're going to go ahead and do mobility for our hips and just a little bit of balance. So for this one, I care more about the stretch than balance, because this one, the balance could be a little bit thrown off. So just place your left hand on the backrest of your chair, and we're just going to swing back and forth. Okay? So if you're standing, you could see how you start moving your torso back and forth. I don't want you to move your torso too much, because then it compromises the stretch. So just try to keep your hand on the chair and just swing. You might feel the stretch when you kick out behind your leg, and as it's coming behind you, you might feel that on the front part of your leg. Okay, very good. I'm going to do the other leg now. Okay, so I'm holding on to the chair. Very good. All right, before we sit down, we'll do one of the balance stretches, which is going to be our tandem stance. So now we're going to put our right foot in front of our left. Right foot in front of our left. And again, we're just, if you want to keep your hand there by the chair, that's fine. We're just kind of floating here. So right foot in front of our left. And if you're comfortable enough, now we're going to look left to right. So turn left, and then right, left, right, left. Now up and down. Up. Remember, you could always hold on to that chair if you're not comfortable. Oh, there I go. And this is where we're gonna close our eyes. Remember, if you don't feel safe, open your eyes and separate your feet. But you have that chair next to you to just tap if you don't feel safe. Open your eyes. Then from here, I'm just going to go ahead and my back foot, I'm going to do a high knee drive. So I'm just going to elevate it and then bring it up and then back and then up and back Up. Back. Whoop. Up. 2 more. Awesome. Very good. Back on our chair. Okay. Very good. About halfway through the class right now. Alright, so we did our hip openers, so now we're gonna start working on our forearm and then down our legs. Okay, so this one, if you remember, slide your hand, your wrist past your knee. Allow that wrist to collapse. Okay, that hand is down here. Your other hand is pressing down on it while your hand's trying to come up, so that's giving your forearm a nice stretch. So push up with this hand, opposite hand pushes down. Give me 6 of these, okay? And you want to push down and try to go up for about 3 to 4 seconds, then relax. Repeat another 5 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 6. Then switch. So we're only doing 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, very good. Now let's go ahead and bring on your right hand, working on that right hand, bring each finger to the center of your hand without bending the knuckles. Okay, so keep each finger straight. Okay, keep each finger straight. Alright, now let's bend each finger as you're bringing it to the center of your hand. So bend each finger, each knuckle. Very good, keep it going. Alright, now make a fist. And open your hands. When you open your hands, try to separate each finger away from each other. So we're working on the tendons between each finger. So separate. One more. Very good. All right. Now let's go ahead, switch to the left wrist. So allow that wrist to go past your knee. That hand collapses. Add pressure with that top hand. And again, push down for about 4 seconds before you come up. And continue. And 6. Alright, very good. Alright, let's bring each finger to the center of the hand. So individually, keep each finger straight. Alright, now let's bend each finger. So each knuckle you want to bend to the center of your hand. Alright, so make a fist. Open your hand, separate the fingers, make a fist, separate. Alright, and then gently just make some circles with your wrist. Just very gentle. Okay, let's turn our wrist in and out. Okay, then up and down gently. Alright, we're gonna continue with our legs now. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring our left ankle into our right knee. So just lift that ankle, rest it on that right knee. You should feel stretch by your hip, by your groin, or maybe even your piriformis by your glutes. Okay, so we're here, just hanging out. You're gonna apply a little bit of pressure downwards on that knee. Okay, so just apply some pressure downwards on that knee. Bring that knee up, so knee comes up and just hug it. You should feel it a little bit higher. Make sure you're breathing comfortably. Some water nearby. Very good. Let's switch. Right ankle on that left knee. About 75 calories burned right now. Oof. All right, gentle push down on that right knee. Just adding a little bit of pressure there. Bring that knee up. Let's hug it out. Very good. All right, we're gonna rotate our chair. I'm just gonna rotate it here so you could get a better visual. So I'm sitting towards the front of my chair. I'm gonna recline back. I'm gonna bring my leg up to my body, and I wanna do an extension, okay? So do about 10 to 12 of these lower leg pumps, lower leg lifts. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, then we're gonna switch this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My knees keep popping. 9, 10, 11 and 12. Alright, so just resting there. Okay, we're gonna do a leg extension. So it's gonna be like a leg extension in a bicycle motion. So gonna kick, drop that heel, bend it, bring it back. Okay, so this is just more mobility, getting some flexibility on that ankle joint, on your knee, and on your hip. So that's why it's good to, if you have a stationary bike, you might feel like you don't use it very much. Like I have one right here that I don't use very much, but just hopping in on it, even for like 5 or 10 minutes, you know, gets you moving in ways that you naturally don't move on a daily basis. So you just want to make sure that we keep those joints pretty healthy. Okay, awesome. Right, we're moving down to our lower legs and our ankles. So we're just going to do heel raises here. So about 20 of these heel raises. So just lift your heels up and down. Right, and then your feet are flat now, so now let's raise our toes. So now our toes come up and down, okay? Very good, okay? Next, we're gonna elevate the right ankle and do your, trace the letters of the alphabet, okay? A, B, C's. Make sure we're doing that. G, H. Once you're done, switch. So try to go with every letter so we get every movement out of it. And then once you're done with those, we're gonna have our feet flat on the floor and just pull your toes towards your heels. So if you're gripping the floor, just curl your toes. Alright, so now keep your feet flat and try to do the same motion without moving your toes, okay? So now it's gonna be more of your arches working. So instead of gripping with your toes, try to grip with with your metatarsals, which is that soft part of your foot before your toes. Try to pull those towards your heel. Alright, so I think a few weeks ago I asked if you could all walk by a golf ball and grab a golf ball. So if you have that golf ball nearby, go ahead and grab that, or if it's some type of spherical item. So a softball or a baseball, but a golf ball works perfectly. Alright, so I'm just going to have this golf ball here on the floor. I'm going to push down with my foot gently. Shouldn't cause any pain. But I'm just rolling it back and forth. Here, just back and forth. I'm turning my foot a little bit to the side so it angles out to the side of my foot. Okay, so just, this works better if you're barefoot or just wearing socks. You're not going to feel much if you're wearing shoes doing this. So again, barefoot here. And again, just rotate. Alright, find a spot that feels a little bit sensitive. Okay, I don't want you to push directly on that spot, but pick an area either right below it, right above, or the left or right, and then add a little bit of pressure, just pushing down just to the side of where you feel tenderness. And then relax it, just smooth it out. Alright, pick another side around that area. Maybe this time it's, if you're right on the left side, on the last portion, maybe now we're left or up or down. And relax. Alright, let's switch. So the other foot now, and just kind of go back and forth. After this golf ball, we're going to go on our feet and do some standing stretches. Alright, find an area on the inside, so maybe rotate your foot a little bit. So we're stretching that foot out. Alright, find an area that's a little tender. And just to the left of it, maybe push down a little bit. Alright, let's go back and forth. Alright, let's go maybe to the right of it now. Push down. And relax. It's a little bit more. Alright, let's go ahead and put that golf ball away. We're going to go on our feet right now. Alright, we are on our feet. So we did our right foot in front of our left. Now we're going to go left foot in front of our right. Okay? Left foot in front of our right. So we're finishing off our balance session here. So again, you could have that chair nearby. Alright, we could look left to right. Up and down. Alright, let's close our eyes. So remember, hover your hand over that chair. Make sure you're safe. Open your eyes. Okay, that's that back foot. Let's go ahead and elevate it and then drive it up slowly and back. All right. Very well. All right. Next, we're just going to do some of our standing stretches here. So you could get comfortable with your foot position, just a little bit more relaxed. So we're going to go with just a right arm shoulder stretch. Let's go left arm. Let's go with trunk rotation. So just gently turn left to right. All right, we're gonna do ab circles. So hinge at your hips, so same position, but now we're bending at the hip. Come across, keep your back straight. Come back. And again, just go through here. Let's do 2 more on each side. And 1 more this way. Good. Let's go with big hula hoops, okay? So big giant hula hoops. So big giant hip circles. Just exaggerate the size of the circles here. Switch. All right, well, holding onto your chair, we're gonna do some quad stretch, but a little bit of balance. So grab right above your ankle, pull back, and if you wanna work on your balance, then just kind of hover over your chair. Don't depend on it so much, but of course, if you don't feel safe, then just tap that chair or hold on to it. Switch. Grab a hold of the left ankle, right above. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of a hamstring stretch here. So we're gonna slide our hands down our legs. Slide bend at the knees, bring your hips down, grab your ankles, and then extend up and back down. So we'll do 8 of these. Very good. Rise up. All right. Next is going to be a stretch for our hamstrings. So this is going to require a little bit of walking, a little bit of movement. So we're going to just take little steps, but I want you to straighten out that front leg and do a sweep and come back, okay? And then you could alternate and do your left leg straight in front of you, left leg, so the other leg, sweep, and come up. So you should feel that stretch on the back side, okay? So you're just alternating left to right. You're gonna do about 4 on each leg. All right, 1 more on each leg. And then here's my last one. All right, and that targets the hamstring. So, all right, we're gonna finish off on the floor with some floor stretches. So, if you have your yoga mat nearby, go ahead and grab that. We are almost to the finish line. Okay. So go ahead and grab your yoga mat. All right, so we're gonna go with our quadruped position. So we're gonna be here on our fours, our wrists right below our shoulders, knees right below your hips. So we're gonna do a cat-cow. We're gonna arch up.